spot where the chicky doo-doos were. Oh my goodness. It is yet another day closer to me manifesting my dream life live in 4K. And you guys get to watch me do all of it. And it makes me so happy that you guys get to watch it happen, like, detailed, because my last major manifestation, when I manifested my land, it was like I mean, I filmed some content on TikTok and stuff. I wasn't live streaming. I wasn't on YouTube at all at that point. So, like, it wasn't really, you couldn't watch it. Also, Mazzacane, I got the chair set up. It's underneath this pillow right now, but I slept on it last night. I love it. I'm so happy. It's awesome. Elliot's going to love it. I got to get him some sheets so that we can, like, bundle up his sleeping stuff. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Well, up, friend. Guess who's back? What do you do, birdie do? You get to look outside to the crazy real world. Alright, I need to vacuum. I'll turn you off for a minute. This freaking dehumidifier has been an absolute life-changing game changer. Look what I just found. Your bone. Boney Bonerson. Oh my God, yeah, I know. So what I think I've decided though is that I'm not going to try to live in the tent. I'm just going to try to get my bus here and then maybe just go that way. Stay in my bus until the winter is over, because my bus has got no leaks. My bus, you know, it's solid, sturdy. So I'm thinking that might be in my best interest. Oh my God. stay here. Oh, God damn. Oh, come on. Just do it the way you know you're supposed to do it and do it right. Come on now. Orly, look, here's your bed, bud. Here's your bed. Come lay down on your bed. There you go. Sit. 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 Good boy. You want a treat? Good boy. Oh. There. Okay. Come over here and lay down. Come lay down right here. Right here. Oh yeah. There you go. You got your bones. Look at that! My good boy! Boy. What a good dog I've got. Okay. Hello, Emily! Mr. Boston, I will be moving to my bus here ASAP. Oh my god, Stacy, right? Fucking duvet cover hell. What was that? These fucking chickens are messy as fuck. Alright, so. Dang, I wonder if the heater could sit right on top of the dehydrator. Should probably do it there on that thing. Or maybe I could do it on that thing. I'm not sure what to do yet. I don't really want to put it up here because it'll just make the house hot from there up. Need to charge my Julio. Oh my gosh, my house is like starting to come together. I'm like so excited. Look at this. Getting there. And this is like an end table. But I have cushions for the cat to sleep on it. So Money likes to sleep on cushions. So Money sleeps there. I am in the chair. Orly sleeps there. We've all got our beds. And then when Elliot comes, he'll sleep here. And I will sleep on my pallet on the floor. Hopefully I'll be able to get another one of these. I want to get a second one of these kind of couch thingies. It's so awesome. I love it so much. I want to get a second one so that I have two of them, because like it'd be perfect. 2 beds in here, and I could have another chair literally right there. It would fit perfectly. So I want a second chair. And then I have a little circle table in between the 2 chairs. Elliot was like, oh mom, if we get a second one, we could screw them together and have like a couch with like a thing in the middle. And I was like, ooh, even better, we could get a piece of wood that's about as wide as the 2 armrests are. And then we could put the, have a table going from like here down, you know, like that would be so cool. So excited about it. I mean, I'm going to be living here until we sell all of our stuff. Oh man, I'm so excited about getting my bus. What was I gonna do? I think I need to turn the heater on. It's getting to be chilly. Are you chicky doo-doos ready to go to bed? Oh. I just don't think I want to put it right on the ground. So what should I get? Oh. She's a money bunny. She's a turbo kitty. Meow, meow, kitty, kitty. She's a kitty, kitty, meow, meow, kitty. Do, 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 do. Okay. I want to start encouraging everybody to walk that direction, so I can put this here. This here. Oh, it's not gonna fit. It will fit if I put the table on, though. Oopsie, whoopsie. Yes, I'm definitely bringing my bus here. It's not the sturdiest. What can I put underneath it? 'Cause a rose is still a rose. Baby girl, you are a flower. Oh. There's a huge dip in the ground right here. It'd be really cool if you didn't. Cool, cool, awesome, great, love that. Did you in fact break your leg? Because it sounded like it. Come the fuck on, bruh. What are you doing, bud? Cool. Love this. We did, in fact, break the leg. Got it. Okay, cool. Great. Super excited about that. Let's not do that again. It's much better. Much better. Okay. Chickens, what? 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 Yeah, it is a little bit chilly. I do agree. So I guess I will run the dehumidifier for a little longer and then turn on the heater. We just so we got gravel this morning. The gravel that, you know, I don't know if you saw my last live stream. I think it was my last live stream. I was like PMSing. I'm still PMSing. I haven't gotten my period yet, so I'm still like really struggling mentally, but I was having a really hard day, and I started looking around my house. It was my first day off since like before I did the dreadlocks job. So I've been just go every day, and I haven't had a chance to like focus on my own house and like clean my own shit up. So it's been like a week, and everything, my cushions, anything that was touching the ground had water underneath it, and there was literal mold and literal mildew everywhere. And so I just started to have a mental breakdown, and I didn't know what else to do. So I just went to Adam, and I was just like, dude, like, I can't live like this. Like, I understand that like right now, like everything is okay for you and your priorities are all straight, but my priorities are not straight, and I literally can't live like this. For temporary, it's fine, but this cannot be my like living situation. And you know, it's out of sight, out of mind. So out of sight, out of mind, you know, and I understand that position. So I just like, I really, we need to do something immediately, like right now, to fix this, because I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. So anyways, I was crying, you know. So I went over there and I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm fucking like, this is like, I can't live like this, whatever. And he was like, well, how about you use my dehumidifier and we'll get you he had already said that I needed to get one. And I was like, oh, I'm not really worried about it, you know, when he first mentioned it, but he was right. So I borrowed his dehumidifier, and it 100% solved the problem in my tent for now. So then I was borrowing his dehumidifier, and he was like, well, you know, I went to, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I went to Home Depot and I went and got my own dehumidifier. He got this for me. And so now I have my own dehumidifier, and so now at the very least, I can tolerate being in this tent a little bit longer without absolutely going crazy. But because I can't do the fucking, like, I'm not on a flat surface. My floor is all rocky. I didn't even have a bed. Yesterday, I just got my bed put together, and so I have a bed now to sleep in. But, you know, when Elliot's here, I still don't have a bed, so I still have to get another bed, another one of these things. But, you know, in my bus, all my stuff, all I have to do is take some of the stuff out of my bus, put it in the tent, put it in the carport, whatever, and then I can clean my bus crazy deep. I can go absolutely crazy on my bus. And I can itemize all the things that were stolen, and like, you know, what everything is still there. And then I'll have a wood stove, because Adam can help me hook the wood stove up so that it's like safe, instead of how I've been doing it, which is definitely not safe at all. Very dangerous. But it functioned, you know? Oh, that was another thing that the people called when they were trying, like, reporting me all the time to the county. That was another thing. They reported me to the county about my wood stove. They said that I was dumping raw sewage in the creek, which is absolutely ridiculous. People don't know what a composting toilet is. Oh, man. I'm so excited. So we got the gravel delivered. So, like, I don't know if I've mentioned this more than once or something, but everything, like, me and Adam coming together as teammates is like so perfect, because he literally has everything that I didn't have, and I have all this stuff that he didn't have. So together we like have everything we need, and we're both like people that are like, you know, work hard when we're doing it and procrastinate until we can't anymore. But so we got the gravel delivered today, finally. We paid the gravel people because we didn't have cash when they got here. It was oopsies. I filmed the gravels being delivered because it was really cool to watch them dump it out of the truck. I was like so scared, and it was so cool, and like just like, wow. I wish Elliot was here. He would have loved it. And then, so now tomorrow, I think, maybe tomorrow, and the next day, I'm going to be getting that gravel spread out. I need to spread the gravel, and I need to pack it down, and then he can move his bus over to the new location. And once he moves his bus to the new location, I mean, I can go get my bus technically any day now, as long as like it'll be an inconvenience for us, but I can go get my bus any day now. But we just have to, like, all the things have to line up to make it work. Oh, God, you guys are desperate to like try to like make things a bad situation or something, you know? Like, I don't understand. I'm sorry that like we're awesome and we have like a great like people have been taking advantage of Adam for so long, and people have been taking advantage of me for so long, that it's like refreshing to like have, so like I do so much for Adam, like every single day. I do the dishes every day. I clean up his dog poop and I mop his floors every single day. I make every meal that we eat, you know, and like I'm just doing that because like I'm doing it anyway, right? It's like literally no inconvenience or whatever. Instead of people normally around Adam who walk into his house, eat his food, leave a mess, and then just take off. And like there's dirt and there's food and there's wrappers and stuff just laying around, or they come in, they clip their toenails and like leave the toenail clippings everywhere. Like, you know, people just do that kind of stuff and just treat his space like it's like with disrespect. When I got here, like one of the first things I did was a job that Adam has literally had 5 different tenants come stay here to do. Those blackberry bushes that literally only took me 2 days to do. For some reason, he had people staying here that literally there was nothing done. There was nothing done when I got here. It was all still exactly the same as it always had been, except for it was worse. And so like I got that shit knocked out right away. Ready to go, let's do it. You give me a job and I'd fucking do it. Because I'm a hard worker. Nope, didn't get paid. Why would I get paid? Get paid for doing his blackberry bushes? Absolutely not. It's just a job that needs to get done. If that job gets done, then we can put a fence up. And that's like why, you know, like that's part of being a team, is like I'm doing stuff that he can't get to. He's doing things that that might not necessarily be able to do myself. And we're gonna make this property a really nice fucking place. So instead of like it being a bunch of like logs laying around and tools all disorganized, and he can't do the jobs, like when he has a task he needs to perform, he like has to go buy a new tool because he can't find the one that he has already. You know, he's going through that. So I'm helping him. I literally have already cleaned out half of that carport and organized half of it. We went and got this like desk thing that has some things. There's a Connex with like, it's just disorganized. It's just tools and all kinds of like parts to things like screws and bits and bolts and stuff. So there's a refrigerator that needs to come out. I'm doing that. I'm going to be doing this gravel, like I said, for the next 2 days. I'm going to lay out the gravel pad so that he can move his bus. And then the Connex thing, I need to empty it out. I need to get this like refrigerator out of there. I need to move this other table. And then we can put the new table in there, and I can go through and start really organizing everything. So what I'm doing is everything that is alike, I'm finding it all around the property, and then I'm putting it all in one specific location. I have started piles in the Connex for like, you know, plumbing, carpentry, mechanical, and just random tools. And I have started these piles, and so anytime I find stuff around when I'm cleaning, when I cleaned out the shed, the front patio of the shed, anytime I find something that's like the same, I go and I put it with the same thing, so that when we go to organize and start putting everything in these like big tool things, everything is with itself, you know, like all the likes are with each other. Makes things so much easier. But yeah, I've been doing nonstop shit here. I help him with his dogs. I cook, I clean. You know, I've done fucking manual labor. I've done lots of garbage cleaning out and fucking, you know, I've done a lot since I've been here. So I also help pay the internet. Where's my jewel? So I bring a lot to the table. I'm a get shit done kind of a person. He wouldn't have had that gravel done, and he wouldn't have moved his bus and got it started and done these things that he needed to do yet. And there's just so much to do. There's so much to do, and it's overwhelming. And now that I'm here, I can help him kind of narrow down on what's the most important stuff to take care of right away. And the most important thing is our basic needs being met. And so he's got more basic needs met inside his bus. He has a sink in there. He's got, you know, he's got running water, whereas I'm in a tent. And so my basic needs are met in the sense that I have access to more than I did on my own property. But, you know, I was like sleeping on the floor in a tent. So like, that's just not going to work for me long term. I'll take it in the chin for quite a while. Like, you know, I'll accept hardship and duke it out for a long time. But then after a while, it gets wearisome. So that's basically where it was at. And the dehumidifier thing literally solved everything. All the issues that I was having and like the stress that I was under, it solved everything. Getting this gravel dumped, it solved everything, because now I don't have to worry about my stuff getting wet and nasty anymore, because now I have a dehydrator to run. And 2, now I can help him physically. I can do the job. I can get out there and I can do that gravel, so that way it's done, and now he can move his bus, and then I can go get my bus. You know what I mean? Like, all these things have to be done. His bus had to get started and has to move so that my bus can even fit in the space. I'm going to put my bus basically where his bus is at. So that was the job, you know, like there's steps that have to be done before we could just go get my bus and move it here. It's just my bus is bigger than his bus, so I needed plenty of space. And so we have a pad that his bus can go park on, and it's not going to be sunk into the like grass and dirt. It's not going to ruin the tires. It's going to just be a nice little gravel pad. I'm so excited. Yes, Mazikane. Shauna is a troll. Yes. There's absolutely no care or concern coming from them from a place of like unconditional love by any means at all. No, it's not the case. Yeah, Toodles, ever since I got here, literally from day one that I got here, I realized, I immediately started seeing signs from God that this is where, 1, I'm supposed to be, and 2, that everything that I ever wanted and I was praying for, I am getting right now. Like, I'm literally getting it all. Everything that I prayed for has come so far, except for the millions of dollars, you know what I mean? Like, but so the thing is that I am truly content when my basic needs are met, and I honestly don't really like strive for millions of dollars. Like, I just want my basic needs to be met. I just want to be in a place where I can just take care of us, you know, and I'm good, you know, I'm good. And I've said this for a long time, like, I'd be happy living in a tent. I just, you know, you have to choose to be happy, and I choose to be happy. When my basic needs are met, there's no reason why I should be upset about anything. Like, what is there to be upset about? I'm alive, life is good, you know, everything we need is here, and basic needs are met, you know. But so that's why I think that I haven't managed to manifest millions of dollars. But anytime I need money, it comes. Like, anytime there's something that happens, the money finds its way to me. Right now, you know, I need to make I'm hoping that like I make money here on YouTube or on the other app, Bigo, because I really, really, really want to like pay this lawyer so I can be done with this property situation. I'm so ready to like sell my property and just be done with it. I'm so tired of like just being connected to it. It's just some dark energy. So I'm like ready to get my bus off of that property and then just sell it and be done with it. Oh, nope, definitely not. But yeah, so everything has just been so good ever since I got here. Since day one, since I got here, I realized, well, ever since I got off my property and I went to Hannah's house, literally, I started seeing signs from God that my manifestations were coming. Like, it was crazy. Like, there was all these signs that I was immediately happy. So Carol, Adam was just in here the other day and he said we should go get a tree outside and put it in the middle here. That thing's gonna break. If one snow, it's gonna break. Baby, you're on my hair. You're on my hair. Watch out. Move. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Thank you. Good job. Oh my good boy. What do you want? You want to go outside and go potty? Yeah? Okay, come on. Let's go outside and go potty. Where's your lead at? You wanna go outside? You've just been sitting there staring this whole time? Here, look, come on. Big stretch. Okay, go ahead. Good boy. I almost have room here to do yoga. There's almost room. I think there is. Like, if I just move this sideways, I can do yoga right here. Put my exercise mat and like actually do stuff. Dude, it's literally falling into place 100%. It just goes to show, though, you know, it's just more proof that, like, if you do not become the negative shit that happens to you, I allowed myself to go through my feelings, and I even spent time because it was so long. I've never experienced that, where misery like lasted so long, and no matter what I did, I could not seem to get the fuck out of it. Like, it was just like one bullshit situation after the next, and I felt so trapped. That's why when I prayed and like essentially the option was get a tent and go stay in Hannah's backyard, I was like, okay. I had been, you know, like basically beaten sufficiently down into a place where I was just like, I will literally take whatever the fuck is given to me, where it doesn't involve me being in someone's home. So I'm really grateful that I was able to get this tent and that I was able to do all this stuff. And I'm happy to be in the tent. I've honestly haven't been as happy as I am now in so long. Like, I'm surprised that I'm able to have such a like happy-go-lucky nature or vibe to myself, like where I'm still just like la 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 la, you know. I'm fucking so grateful that I'm not jaded and like so untrusting of the world and just like always looking like this, like, and assuming everyone's always doing the worst evil, you know. Like, I'm so glad that I have come out of that situation with a little bit of my joy and like innocent, like looking towards the future. I'm so grateful that I came out with some of that still like intact, and I didn't become, you know, just a total fucking just like, because I could have easily, you know, become like that, and I just didn't. I still have hope for the world. I still have faith in the world. I still believe that mostly the world is full of good people, but a lot of the times that good people just don't have the time or energy to waste their time commenting on stuff, let alone doing the unhinged things that people do online. So if you only base what the world is like by what's online, you're going to have a really bad opinion of the world. However, if you are actually outside in the world and you are experiencing interactions with other human beings, then you'll realize that everybody is really actually kind of good, and really we all kind of want the same things, is just to, you know, to have our basic needs met and to love and be loved, you know, and it's really all there is to it. So, you know, there's just finding a balance of like giving your trust and being innocent and naive and free about it, while still taking into consideration what other people could potentially do, and still making, so like the thing is that I understand that there are people that are, and I have for a while, but like more so even now, I know there are people out there that are looking to screw me over and take advantage of me and like whatever. I still do the thing to help the people, even in spite of that reality being possible, because ultimately at the end of the day, if what they do with my generosity does not matter, if they take it and they're doing it to manipulate me, that's not my problem. What matters is my heart and my intent, and what my purpose was in doing that. You know, like if my intent is, you know, to be helpful and do good, someone told me that they very much need help and, you know, are in a situation, I will go out of my way, you know, especially if they're my friend, to help them. And if they choose to do like nefarious things with my generosity, that literally has nothing to do with me. I can't help that. You know, I can choose not to ever be generous with that person again, but I'm not going to stop being who I am, and who I am is a person who is seeking to provide land for as many people as I possibly can. That's like what my whole purpose in this world is. I want to do it. Shauna, you don't even see, that's the thing, is you look at it from a negative perspective. How is it emotional manipulation? If I'm genuinely feeling the emotion, I'm genuinely upset, I'm genuinely crying, I'm genuinely struggling, and Adam came in and offered a solution. Like, I didn't, you guys, see, this is the thing, is you guys were saying before is that I was emotionally manipulating him to go into that fucking cabin. And I was like, that's the dumbest thing ever, because I don't actually want to go in the cabin at all. I want my fucking bus. I want my bus. So like, then it's like, oh, she manipulated him for the, you just, guys, you're just desperately grasping for straws, and it's stupid. Don't you have anything to do? Like, really? It's just really sad. I don't know. Have at it. What, what, Orly? What, Elliot? What? 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 Well, why would you do that? Go around. You gotta go around. Follow your lead. Come on, right here. Follow your lead. Follow your lead. Go. Go. Go around. It's gonna get stuck if you don't go around. It's just like, you guys are just desperate to kind of paint me as a bad person, and it's fine. You can do that. Like, I mean, I guess there's nothing anyone can do to stop you, right? Like, I'm not going to try to stop you, because I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, like, Adam knows my heart. Adam knows my intentions. Adam has seen how I am with other people. Adam sees how I talk, treat, and when people are not in the room. Adam has seen how I parent my child. He's also read a lot of that Reddit, like, he hasn't read it in a while, but he had read all the way to the very beginning. Plus, he went back and watched all my content for himself. Plus, he's already known me himself for the last 3 years. And so he already has experience with me and who I am and what I like. We already have a history of knowing each other for years before I moved here. So, like, there's nothing that you guys could say or do. I know I'm so sorry to tell you this, but there is nothing you guys could say or do that is going to make Adam think or feel any type of way about me. He's going to base his experience with me, his thoughts and feelings about me, based on his own personal experience, because he's a lot like I am. That's why God brought us together. So I'm sorry that you guys are desperate to have a hand in causing this magical life of mine to, like, crumble around me. But there's literally, you guys keep trying, and you keep trying, and you keep trying, and you keep trying, and I keep not being affected by it. You would think at this point that some of you guys would just like, man, must really actually be a good person. God must really have her back. Whoa, whoa. Because nothing we do ever fucking sticks on her. Ever. Nothing you do ever sticks on. There's nothing, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not a bad person. It's just, and another thing is the fact that you assume these negative things about me, it just shows where your head is at. It just shows what you are thinking about and what you focus on. It doesn't, you guys never even ever mention positive things. You don't talk about the good things about, like, you don't say anything positive. All you have to do is point out the negative, and that means that's all you're ever looking at in life. That says more about you than it does about any of us. I choose to see the glass as half full in life. I choose to look at people and life experiences as positive opportunities to learn, to grow, to be different. If you want to use every single experience as a way to cry about your life, that's you. But you could make your life better. Instead of going on the internet and talking shit about a fucking person you've never met, you could actually go out there and, like, do change in your own self and life, and you could naturally attract experiences like I have. I'm not doing anything that's special. I'm a totally regular average person. And I say this all the time. If I can do it, you all can do it. I'm not special. There's nothing special about me. I am 100% average, and we're all capable of this magic that I do. You know, you just have to actually literally choose to be a better person, and you have to actually do the hard work, make changes to who you are. You have to type out the fucking snarky comment, but then choose to delete it. You have to go out of your way to return the wallet that you found. You have to go out of your way to apologize when you've wronged someone. Like, you should go out of your way to avoid doing someone harm if it means your gain. If you're going to get ahead in some way, but you have to do harm to other people in order to do it, you shouldn't do it. You should decide, even if you don't make it up more than where you are, even if you forever stay in a poverty situation, you should choose to do the right thing. And you should set yourself up for success. Let's say you're in a relationship and you're doing that back and forth, breaking up and getting back together. So you don't tell your friends and your family, like, oh, we broke up again. You just don't keep your mouth shut about everything. No, go out of your way to tell on yourself so that people around you can hold you accountable for things like that. So that way you set yourself up for success. You have to love yourself and treat yourself with the same respect that you would want someone to treat, your best friend. You have to give yourself that. And, a lot of people don't do that. I don't understand why self-love is a crime. You guys act like because I am confident, like, I'm not egotistical. I'm not sitting here going like, like I could be like that surprise witness. I could be like, this is the Queen's court and you are in my area and you will treat me right or you will not be allowed to interact. I could 100% be egotistical about it a little bit. And she has every right to be egotistical because she's got it to back it up, She's the queen of talking trash, but she's backing it up. And but I just don't like that competitive trash talking back and forth game. Like, I'm not interested in doing that. I would prefer to just mind my own fucking business. And if you guys want to watch, that's cool. But ultimately use what you watch me do as inspiration in your own life to either do good things or to avoid doing things. It can go, whatever you learn, as long as you learn something from watching me, even if it's what you don't want to do, then that means I'm doing my job. The job that I was literally sent from God to do. Why are you doing that, sir? That's really not cool. I don't like it. You guys could, I was a really so the reason a lot of the shit that you guys talk shit about me about doesn't bother me is because I actually was a really shitty person from stop. From 2009 to 2013. I was my absolute worst. I made poor decisions. I manipulated people around me. I lied. I was all around, I didn't go out of my way to harm people, but I was 100% collateral damaging. I was only cared about myself. And I realized that I did not like how it felt. I felt it gross. And so right around 26 or 27 maybe, I was getting close to 30. I started to have realizations that I felt like I was actually really stupid and making really bad choices, and that maybe the way that I learned things at my mom's house perhaps wasn't actually the correct way to go about things. And I should start to perhaps pay attention to the way people acted in situations where I would prefer to have my life. So if I liked someone the way I respected someone because of how kind or generous or honest or transparent or whatever that they were, that I aspired to be in myself, I would observe them and I would take notes, and I would then try to implement into my life those things as best as I could for what suited my experience. And so eventually I realized that my mom was super toxic and a manipulative, absolute predator. And buddy, you're not getting any food. No. Go lay down. No, go lay down. Go lay down. You're not getting any food. No food. No food. No food. I don't have any food, bud. No food. There's no food. No. No. There's no food, though. There's no food. There's no food. But anyway, so like it took me about 4 years. So by the time I was about 30 is when I had the biggest, hugest enlightening aha moment where I was just like, wow, I literally don't know anything, but I really like who I'm becoming, and I can't wait to see where I'm going to go and who I'm going to evolve into. 30 is when I ultimately was like, that's it, I'm changing. Like I had already been like, you know, learning and exploring and experimenting with new behaviors and for like 3 years by that point. But I really put it all into perspective and implemented it. And then it's funny because right when I made that decision, and once I decide something, like that's it, it's happening. I will go back and forth for a while sometimes, but once I have decided, it's happening. I'm doing it. Like yesterday, I decided to cut my hair all in one. I'm going to do it. Just did it. You know, like I have been kind of tossing it back and forth for like months, years, maybe even. But once I decided, okay, I'm going to do it, then I just do it. I don't procrastinate. I just do it. And I don't do anything else until it's done. But so anyways, you know, and when I turned 30, I had this crazy enlightening realization, and I was excited for the future. And then I got pregnant, like literally like 4 months later. And I have done nothing but become the better version of myself than I was yesterday. I have not gone backwards at all. Not once have I gone backwards at all. So I have done nothing but become a better and better and better version of myself. And if anybody fucking knew me like 10 years ago and actually watched me how I am today, they wouldn't even recognize me. They wouldn't even recognize me at all. I'm a completely different fucking person. I made a conscientious decision to be a better person, and I am never going to go back on that. I will live a Christ-like existence until the day I die. And I don't care what anyone thinks about that. I could have a reputation on the internet for being any kind of abusive person you want to try to accuse me of being. I don't give a shit. You could do that because I have a relationship with God, and I have a really great relationship with my son, and I have a wonderful relationship with my ex-husband, and I have a great relationship with every single ex I've ever had, except for one psycho abuser, and that's, you know, like you can't take those things away from me. Those are my personal things, and all I have to do to take all the access you have, all I have to do is just boop, bye. You don't have access anymore. I continue to give you access because you're nothing you do is gonna work, because you cannot fucking hurt me. And it's not a challenge. I'm saying you cannot fucking hurt me because like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm a good fucking person, and I know it. And I don't have to be ashamed of it. And I'm going to be my awkward, true, nerdy, like fucking fumbly self. And there's nothing anyone can do. You can try to accuse me of being nefarious and evil and manipulative and toxic. But at the end of the day, people are going to judge me based on their personal experience with me. And those are the people I'm going to choose to surround myself with. If I'm surrounding myself with someone in my personal space, or I'm trusting someone to live on their property, to have that much power over me, it's because I have a great deal of trust for them already, okay? Adam has proven himself many, 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 many times at being a genuine person. And since I've been here, I've done nothing but grow to appreciate and love him even more. He is a wonderful person. He reminds me so much of myself. We have so many parallel life experiences. It's insane. And he's fucking a great guy to be around. I love him very much. He's my fucking best friend. You almost busted my lip, friend. I need to be able to get a drink of water for myself. If you want water, go get it. Do you want water? Go get water. What? Is your water dirty? Do you need fresh water? Let's go get you some fresh water. Oh, what? I'll be right back. Hold me accountable for what? There's nothing to hold me accountable for. Like I said, not doing anything. There's no holding me accountable. It's people just trying to troll me. And if you want to hold me accountable, try starting out with actual love, care, concern, and show that you're holding me accountable is coming from a place where you actually care. That's how you're going to get someone to respond. Like if you just come at someone with negative troll bullshit, you're going to get not even paying attention to you. Also, you're so far off base, and you make it very clear that you have absolutely zero intention of holding anyone accountable, because when someone holds themselves accountable, for example, I was yelling at my son too much. I was very upset at myself. And so I did everything I could to make it so that never happened again. Have you heard me yell at my son since then? No, because I changed our environment. I changed our whole situation because that was what I knew would correct that. And so now the situation is different. So I held myself accountable and I made the necessary changes, and nobody seems to like care about that. Everyone's just like, oh, you yelled at your son. You're a terrible person. Shut up and get over it. We're all over it. You're fucking old news, man. And I'm not manipulative. If I want something, I will say it fucking directly. I don't do manipulation. If I want something, I will just say it directly. If I wanted to live in that... Shh. I'm going to get your fresh water. Give me a minute. If I wanted to live in that shed, I would literally say it to Adam. Adam, I want to live in that shed. Yesterday or whatever, when I was or the day before when I was crying, I was not manipulating Adam. I genuinely didn't know what to do. And I was fucking crying and upset. I was already upset. But I had to, and then on top of being upset, I was PMSing and I had to clean my fucking floor. The whole floor. And get mold and mildew off of my stuff in the middle of a fucking rainstorm. It was I was very upset. It was not manipulation. I was genuinely upset. I wasn't sitting here going, I'm going to pretend to cry so that I can convince this man to let me live in his shed. No, it's just ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. And it's just like, why are you still here even, Shauna? Like, you again, you're proving my point. You say that you're still here. You don't like me, right? You think that I'm a bad person, and yet here you are. It's because you're so desperate to steal from my precious energy. You desperately want a little drop of Heather for yourself. And you think that if you interject your little self into my life, and don't think that I don't know who you all are, Kellis. Come on, Orly. Wait, open the door. Go. Let's go clean his walla. If there's anything that I need to hold myself accountable for, trust me, I will do it. And if I have I hold, transparency and directness very high on my standards. So people that are around me, like my friends, my family, they all know that being direct with me gets you so much further. I can't stand it. And that's one of the things I even say to Elliot all the time, and my dog. Don't emotionally manipulate me. You can't emotionally manipulate me. My mom did that shit to me for years. I don't like to do it. I just prefer being direct. I just prefer saying exactly how I feel and saying exactly what I think. And if people don't like that, I'm sorry, not my problem. I'm not going to be mean. And I'm not going to be like, well, you're stupid if you don't believe what I believe. I'm just going to be like, well, you're wrong. That's okay. You're allowed to be. That's the joy of America. The joy of the freedom of speech is we all have a right to be stupid and say stupid things. And you can't stop anyone from being stupid or saying stupid things because that is their God-given right. But people want to stop people from having opinions just because I said that I don't like what fucking is going on in Israel. I'm suddenly subscribed to 1,000 Jewish newsletters on my email, just because I say I don't like children taking medications that permanently alter their fucking pituitary glands and their fucking gonads. Then I'm the bad guy. And that's why ultimately at the end of the day, these Redditors keep perpetuating this stuff, is because I have political beliefs and social beliefs that they don't hold. And so they are going to try and do whatever. They just need to use whatever they can because there's not anything else. There's nothing else on me other than, I yelled at my kid because I'm a fucking good person. You've got nothing else to go on, It's just the desperation You're just desperate to find anything you can on me, but there's nothing. And if there is anything, I've already told everyone about it because I hold myself accountable. I out myself. I mean, shit, I'm the fucking queen of too much transparency and people being able to find out where I live because I'm entirely too transparent and trusting. You know, I don't understand. I'll never understand the logic where people are like, oh my God, she like yelled at her kid. Yeah, I fucking live streamed it. If I was ashamed of it, if I was ashamed of myself in such a way that I felt that I would get in trouble with the law or like I was doing any kind of negative, like serious bad shit like that, do you think I would live stream it? Come on. I live stream it because I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you think. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm not doing 99. I'm like better mom than 99.9% of the moms out there, especially these fucking internet women. So, you know, I don't exploit my kid. I'm not fucking using my kid as a fucking... My kid is adorable and would make a great actor, but guess what? He will never, ever go to an audition or anything like that. I could make $1 bajillion if I got my kid into acting, but I'm sorry. His precious mind and body mean more to me than some money. I could have a family channel where I do nothing but film my kid 24/7. You know, he's so adorable. I could totally do that. I just choose not to. It's my channel. It's my content, and I just happen to be a mom. God, it's so nice to be able to rinse stuff off when it needs to be rinsed off. Stuff like that. Go around the tree. Dingus. Oh, spider. Hello, Mr. Spider. Yay, it works. God, this thing is so fucking awesome. This is the best dog water I've ever in my life seen. It works so good, and it's been like exposed, like, so it's on a USB plug, and it's been, oh, you did try to go around the tree. What a good boy. He tried. Go over here. Over here. No. Okay, come on. Around the tree. He did try to go around the tree. What a good boy. So, like, it's been rained on a bunch. The USB has gotten wet. It's just in a regular USB brick plug. And, like, it's run dry. The pump is run dry a bunch. And I didn't see it until, like, hours later. And it has not broken. Like, completely malfunctioned, It's crazy. Okay. Go this way. This way. Go around this way. Go around this way. Come on this way. Don't go that way. Come this way. Go around. Around. Good boy. You figured it out. Can you lay down in Orly's bed? Orly's bed right here. Lay down. Right here. Orly's bed. There you go. You're such a good boy. We'll can have the best dog on the planet, literally ever, and the best cat. Like, so this is another thing. You guys can't take away that from me. Like, I have the best cat and the best dog. God handpicked my dog and my cat perfectly for my son and I. They're perfect. Perfect. The best. I've never had a cat as amazing as Money is before. Ever. She's the coolest cat ever. Ever. And he's the coolest dog ever. He's so fucking smart and just like the most human creature I've ever met in my life. I want to get Orly, and I want to get Money and Orly those buttons. I want to get the buttons so that the animals can talk to me. Because I know they would. I know it would. Talk in code. That's the only way to do it, Mazakine. You want more? Is it more? You want more? Okay, all done. I think that, I just don't understand why, like, my trolls, if you guys want to know more about me, I don't understand why you didn't read my book. If you read my book, I feel like you would not be trolls on the internet anymore. If you just read how to be a better person and then you implement those strategies in your life a little bit. I think a lot of the trolling has to do with how unabashedly myself I am, and how unafraid and fearless I am to be who I am, in spite of being awkward, in spite of being like judged. I am not afraid to just lay it all out there. Take me as I am, or don't take me at all. I don't care. All right. What do I need to do now? The dog has been fed. Chickens want more bugs. I know that. Better let the mama and the big chickens out. Stay. All right, chickie doo-doos. You guys ready to come out? They usually run after me once I open the door. Chickie doo-doos. You want bugs? You guys have an insatiable bug hunger. Orly, no. Oopsie, it's kitty. Orly, no, not for you, buddy. It's for the bickies. Back up, back up. And they're staying in their little space. Doors open, they're just hanging out, eating their bugs. She's thinking about it, though. She's thinking about making the great escape. Look how big they are, man. Can you believe how big these babies are? They all made it. All three made it. Look how big they are. I cannot believe how big they've gotten. The big chickens are outside outside right now. What, Orlena? Orly Elizabeth Reeves. I gave you treats already, bud. You got your bone over here. Come get your bone. Look, you got your bone right here. Where's your bone? You've already eaten the whole bone, dude. He's literally, so this is his old bone. This is the bone I just got him 2 days ago. Like, he's literally eaten it all. Where's the rest of your bone, dude? There's no way you ate all that like that. You did, dude. You really did, didn't you? Oh, my skin is dry and itchy. Get your bone. What's about this bone? Go get him. You want more treats? Okay, that's it. No more. Oh, my skin is like itchy right here. Oh, you're back. Why is it doing that? I don't see. All of the comments have disappeared. Yeah, Katie. And like when I was in the RV, like things were so different. I was happy in that RV, but it was just not sustainable in that RV long term. Oh man, I hated going back to that property. The only reason I went back home, honestly, was because I was trying to help that single dad that I met off TikTok. His name was like, I don't remember what his name was actually. But anyways, I was helping that single dad from TikTok, and he took advantage of us so bad. And then not only, what are you doing? Hey, get out of there. Not only did he take advantage of us, but then he literally shit in my yard. He didn't bury a hole and shit in it and then put his toilet paper in the hole and stuff like that, or put his toilet paper in a Ziploc and then put it in the toilet or in the trash can later. He literally just shit in my yard in a place where my kid stepped in this man's shit and slipped and fell in the shit. But the only reason that he didn't get covered in shit, and remember, we don't have running water. This is an emergency, okay? That's what the fuck? Like, that would never happen, ever. Us just living, why the fuck should it ever cross our mind that someone would be shitting somewhere where we would walk? But anyways, he literally shit. Elliot was wearing his overalls and like a pair of boots. I threw the boots away. The boots were gone. And the overalls, I had to sanitize them. They literally have a hole in them from where I was scrubbing them so hard. And the overalls were able to be saved, thank God. But like the boots were not able to be saved. I wasn't even going to try. And the man was a vegan. So it was like vegan diarrhea. It wasn't just like a fucking turd and smush. No, it was a big, huge, hot steam. Well, I don't know hot, but huge pile of fucking diarrhea. I let him stay in my RV. I let him stay in my bus. I fucking helped him out so much, and I fed his kids. I helped him out with his kids and whatever. And he just sat inside of my RV on his phone all day long. And I even was like, oh, well, for the first week of being there, he's going to need to be on his phone because he needs to like network and figure his shit out and like try to, get a job or figure out money so that he can like, get an RV of his own or figure out what his next step's going to be. But he was hoping when I invited him that we were going to hook up. And that's just not who I am. I told you I would help you. I didn't say we could hook up. Because one time he tried to walk past me in my house and he put his hand on my waist and like walked past me and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. No. Negative, Ghost Rider. And I wasn't rude and I didn't say anything like rude about it. I was like, oh, no. No. It's too close. And so, naturally he had to fucking go. I couldn't deal. After Elliot slipped in that shit, I couldn't deal anymore. I was like not willing to be his full-time babysitter because his kids were crazy too. They fucking were destroying my stuff. They were outside being like completely unsupervised, a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. Okay, I'm sorry, no. And they were like, he expected me to just like take the responsibility of them or just allow them to run amok in my space. And I'm sorry, no. No, you have to be like, when you go somewhere to someone's house, don't you like try to behave in the way that they behave in their home? I can't imagine going to someone else's home and then acting like I act in my own home. You know what I mean? I literally couldn't imagine. When you walk into a space, isn't it your like inclination to adjust to the space? Like, instead of like walking in trying to make the space adjust to you. Like, I will never understand this. I'll never understand it. And then he left my house. Dude, I swear to God, people want to talk about holding someone accountable, manipulative, and doing like being like toxic and whatever. So after he left my house, he started a GoFundMe, scammed his fucking followers into giving him like $30,000. And he bought like a fucking van. And then I like literally never heard from him again. Crazy, dude. Orly Elizabeth Reeves, you better not be over there chewing on my clothes. No. Don't chew on my stuff. Dragonfly, she cannot hold my stuff hostage because I own the property. It's my land, you know what I mean? So like at no point can she stop me from going on that property. And if she takes my stuff or touches my, like if she messes with my bus, like she'll get in big trouble. Like there's just no way around that. Like I've got a lawyer and stuff at this point, and Adam is also, I have a booger, hold on, sorry. Adam is like all like fired up to like help with the lawyer too at this point, because it's just getting to be out of control. The amount of like bullshit that I've dealt with. I know. And that's why I have absolutely no like I basically expect to walk into my bus completely ransacked. That's what I expect. That's why I'm going to my bus with my lawyer, and so that way you know, I can't like lie about what I walked into. I gotta get on. I'm gonna bring my lawyer with me so that we can go get those fucking trail cameras that I've hidden around the yard. And I have a camera inside my bus that is like it's like a tiny little camera, like a little hidden camera thing. I've had that in the bus for a really long time. And like I haven't, you know. So I haven't checked that yet. So we'll see. We'll see what we get. Yep. Well, so the thing is the reason that she did that with the property, Dragonfly, is because you got to remember, she already told me what she wanted. Okay, when I said, I want you to buy me out, give me $45,000 and I'm done. She said, I'll give you $15,000. That is what she in her head thinks she's going to pay me for that property. She thinks that I'm going to accept, I'm going to be beaten. She expected me to stay there on that property and be with no other option and be so desperate that I was just like, fine, give me the $15,000. I'm so desperate to get out of here. But that's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Ever. And I was willing to accept $15,000 and payments over the next 3 years through our title company. So that way, if she didn't pay, it was going through the title company, and it would be like, there would be legal processes. So if she doesn't pay, I get to keep my property and the money. So, you know, we were going to do it that way. I was going to be willing to do that. But then she moved my RV, and then she broke into the Amazon and ordered stuff using my bank card. She didn't put her card in and then like try to use it as her own account, like, you know, as if it was a joint account. She went in the account, changed the phone number to her primary number, hers, changed her address to the default address, and then she just placed an order using my card. So like, obviously there's nefariousness there. And then, you know, the fact that she moved my RV and my RV got ransacked. My RV got completely ransacked because it was outside of the gate, like exposed to all the meth heads. If it's still there when I get back, it'll be a wonder. Yep, her mom made it sound, yep. Well, so that's 100% why I expect my stuff to just be completely gone and like ransacked. That's it. You know, what can I have to, all I care about is my bus, just getting my bus off the property. That's all I care about at this point, is just getting my bus and just getting out, cutting ties completely, just being done. Once I get my shit off of that property, then honestly, like if I never sell it, it really doesn't matter because my shit's off the property and I don't give a shit anymore at that point, you know? But like, I'm telling you, there's some dark energy at that land. And it's because the commune that's there, that's been there since the 70s, it's like a bunch of like witchy gay dudes. And they go out into the woods and they literally do spells. Intentionally, they summon things. And so there is some kind of fucked up energy on that property. There is, you know, and I personally could feel it. I could perceive it. I did a protection around my bus, and I guarantee you that if I hadn't protected myself the way that I did, that it would be worse for me. You know, I probably wouldn't have made it out alive. So it's just that I am 100%, like, God has my back. People don't really, I don't understand, like, why, like, the trolls really, they don't get it. Like, I'm genuinely protected by God. Like, genuinely. I go out of my way to keep myself safe so that God's job is a lot easier. But even when I am caught slipping, God has always shown up for me and literally intervened. So who knows, dude? Who knows? I mean, all I know though is there is 100% some kind of fucked up energy there, and being there made it impossible for me to do what I normally do. I live a magical life. I always have before I moved onto that property. I just, when I want something, it comes to me, okay? In the most weird ways, because I'm open to just checking things out. Weird, like, I'm just like, oh, well, this might not work, but we'll see what happens. I've always been like that. I just like to check things out. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, oh, well, I tried, whatever. Try again later, maybe if the opportunity, presents itself. But that, because I have that attitude moving through life, I receive more opportunities because I'm willing to just check things out, and they happen to work out. Like if I get if I get it in my head that I'm supposed to go check something out, it's probably because God is literally like, Heather, go check this thing out. You know? And that's why things work out. And if things work out only to a certain extent and then they start going wrong, I know that God wanted me to get to this point, go as far as this point, and then pivot somewhere. So now I need to pivot. Now we need to just try to figure out where God is asking me to pivot to. I just literally do what I'm told. I just live a Christ-like existence, and when God tells me to do things, I literally do it. You know, I just follow the signs, and I try to just I choose the option that everyone's best interest is taken into account. That is why I'm not rich. That's why I'm not people say, like, what is it? Roxanne's dad called me like a cult leader. Okay, I'm a cult leader. Who's fucking following me devoutly? I have trolls. That's what I have. I don't have full followers like, that would send me all their money and fucking follow me to the end of the earth and come move here and then be my little slaves. Like, what? Like, not only would I never ask that of anybody, but like, at what point, I can't even get people to fucking buy things that I have affiliates with. How am I going to get people to like do what I want? It doesn't make any sense. It's just because that's just not who I am. I am a person who takes into account everybody's best interest, and then I act on that. If I was the kind of person to only seek out my own best interest, I would be way further ahead in life, because one, Roxanne would not have Roxanne would not be on that property. I would have never included her on the property if I was a person who only cared about myself. She did not know Matthew. She had never met Matthew. She was being evicted off of the land she was squatting on for 2 years. Okay. She was squatting on this man who had dementia. She was squatting on his property, taking advantage of the fact that he had dementia. And she had just didn't leave. And they finally had to get a lawyer involved to get her the fuck out of there. And coincidentally, and I believe that God did everything exactly the way he did, because I needed to go through these experiences. Everything had to happen the way that it did. I wish it didn't, but I'm glad that it did. And I understand that it had to. I asked God to make me a better, stronger, more resilient person. And that is exactly what I got. But literally the day, okay, the day that we were signing the title for this property, okay, the day was her last day on that property allowed legally. She even had to, like, I think she went into our new property a day earlier than me because she had to get off that property anyway. And I was parked in a place that it didn't really matter if I went that night or the next day. And so I chose to stay back one night and go pick up Elliot the next morning in Eugene and then drive all the way down south. I didn't want to try to get Elliot that night and then try to drive in the dark. I just didn't want to deal with all that at night. I figured it'd be better to do it in the daytime. So that's what I did. And she had to be off the property though. And it's like she was being evicted. Okay. And she tried to convince Matthew to give her the $100,000 that we bought the entire property with. She tried. So Matthew offered me $100,000 to buy a mom community so that I could help other single moms. Okay. Cause that was the whole goal the whole time. And so I was like, oh my God, I literally know the perfect single mother. So I was like, can I introduce you to my friend Roxanne? And then it was like a week before we actually were able to go there and like meet Roxanne. And so we included Roxanne from that point. She tried to convince Matthew, instead of looking for property of our own, she tried to convince Matthew to give her the $100,000 so she could use it as a deposit on the land she was being evicted from, because they were selling that property for $600,000. But here's the catch, only she could be on the title. Not me, not Matthew. So we had to give her that $100,000 and then she was going to put the down payment on the property she was staying on. And none of us could have been on the title. Can you imagine what she would have fucking done to me if I was not actually on the title of my own property? She would have had me evicted. She would have had me put on the fucking street if I had put myself in that position. How dumb does she think I am? Like Matthew and I were like, no way, dude. We were like, no way would ever do that and not put ourselves on the title. But I even was tossing around the idea because I trusted her so much at the time. Like I was even like, kind of like, well, it would be cool to have this property. There's a really nice house. And we went and looked at the house and everything. But no, not stupid. Hi, Heather. Well, I didn't have issues at night, honestly, after my first year. So I was there for like a year, and then I bought this little RV. That was what Katie was talking about earlier. So I bought this little RV and I went on an RV trip for like 3 or 4 months. That RV trip, getting away from the property for 3 or 4 months, helped me reset my mind. And when I went back to the property, I was no longer scared of her. I was no longer scared of what she was kind of capable of doing to me. I was no longer afraid of like what was going to happen and people coming in at night. And I was not in that place anymore. And I was not scared anymore. I spent the first year of my life literally terrorized by her. Terrorized. What you guys have experienced with my lives and stuff, you have no idea what she did to me. She would come screaming at me all the time. She would yell at me. I was literally so afraid of, like, because she had all these strange men and they were not afraid to come right up on my property and like use my phone internet, like my signal booster. They would just come and stand right alongside my fucking bus and film inside my bus while I was on the phone, or like while I was like, and I spent a year crying. I spent a year because like her betraying me like that fucking broke something inside of me. It literally hurt me more than any relationship with any man has ever hurt me, because she was, I thought, my best friend. And all I wanted, I included her in this because all I wanted was to have a place where my son could have friends, and we could work as a team together to achieve our goals. That's all I wanted. And I literally got 1 day of it. 1 fucking day of it. I literally got the property and then it was taken away. The day that we moved onto the property, like I said, she went a night before me because she was being evicted off that property. So she went ahead and went the night before and I waited until the next day. When I got there, now, I posted on my TikTok when we went to go look at the property, like we had decided to buy it and we were walking around up at the top and deciding where we were going to park our buses. I literally was filming the whole thing. Like, oh, I'm going to park here. And she was like, I don't want to park in this spot because I don't want pine needles and sap falling on my yurt. And I don't want it all over my bus. So I'm not going to park under the trees. I'm going to park over here. And I was like, okay, I want to be under the trees because I want to be tucked in. I don't want to be exposed to the sun because I've been already dealing with that. So I want to be tucked in. So I'm gonna have it all on video, the whole thing. I was walking around pointing out things and showing, like, you know, talking on the video, and we were talking on the video. And then I posted a video on TikTok that said, it was like a voiceover that said, I didn't know I couldn't do it, so I did it. And I was like, we manifested property, get ready to watch our journey over the next, you know, we can't wait to show you what's gonna happen. And so that night, or the next day, I show up on the property, right? Guess where she was parked? In the exact spot she said, I do not want to park there because I don't want sap dripping on my bus or my yurt. She's like, I was going to park there. I had even like gone, okay, well, I'm going to pull in here. I'm going to go here first, and then I'm going to back straight into this spot. We literally planned it out how I was going to pull my much larger than hers bus into that spot. And there she was in that spot, already taking bricks and setting bricks up. So she was like getting her spot all beautiful and everything. And then the only other option, because my bus, like I said, was bigger than her bus, she could have parked in a few different spots, because of like, there was like 18 abandoned cars on the property, and we had scheduled someone to come and get them, a wrecker to come and get all the scrap metal and like pay us like money or whatever. We had scheduled that. And so we were like waiting for that to happen. But in the meantime, there was broken down cars, needles, glass, all kinds of shit. So the only place that my bus would fit was right in the middle of the junkyard. So when I stepped out of my bus, glass everywhere, broken pieces of barbed wire and screws and just all kinds of shit. Okay. And that's where I had to park, because she chose to take the spot that she didn't take this. I couldn't fit in the spot she chose because my bus wouldn't fit there. I was too big. That was the only spot I could fit in, or that spot. And so I had to be right in the fucking junkyard. And so then that was the first thing where I was like, I felt that. Have you ever had have you ever caught your partner cheating, or read a text message that your partner said something about you that you're not comfortable with, and you know this is like an end of the relationship kind of deal breaker situation? That's what I literally had, that whoosh of like in my stomach, like not butterflies, something else, like fear. And I realized, oh no, this is bad. I just had this, oh, this is bad. Orly, come on, dude. Stop. So then that night, listen, if you want a treat, lay down, sit down, lay down, you have to lay down. You want the treats? Lay down, down, no, lay down. Okay, well, I'm not going to give you treats until you lay down. So then, okay, that's not even the kicker. So then that night, right, I was like, so, I thought that was my spot. And she was like, oh, well, I'm already set up. I can move if you want, though. And I was just like, no, it's fine. You know, I just didn't want to argue. And I was like so excited about this manifestation finally happening. And like, I literally couldn't believe that it really happened. I literally manifested. I prayed to God over a fucking mandala, and I prayed for land. 3 days later, I met Matthew, and he gave me the $100,000 to buy the property. And then for 4 months, we lived together while we waited for to find the right property, to close on the property, all the things. Okay. So I literally, it was day one of me standing on my property. I literally did it. I can't believe I did this. I fucking manifested. What? This can't be real life. Like, what? And then I come into that, like, it was like my whole, everything just got taken away from me on day one. And so anyway, so like, that was just like the first thing, you know, like I was just willing to like get past it and just like, okay, well, we'll probably move down into the other area back behind the gate before too long. We're not going to be up here at this top area forever. So it's really not a big deal. You know, that's fine. Whatever. And so then that night, she had a friend come with her. This dude, I had never met this guy before, but what she told me was, hey, this is so-and-so, my friend so-and-so's husband. Okay. That is how she introduced him to me, as her friend's husband. Okay. Then that night she has a little fire. She drinks a beer and she's smoking a cigarette. And I was just like, what? who is this girl? Like, what? And then the next morning, and I confronted her about, I was like, are you okay? Like, is something really wrong? Like, that you want to talk to me about? Like, you're drinking and smoking cigarettes? Like, what can I do to help you? Like, how can we work through this? Because don't sabotage yourself. You know, like, let's catch this now. Let's talk about it and let's figure out how to solve it. Cause we just bought property together. Let's not ruin this. Like, you can't, I didn't want her smoking and drinking, honestly, because I manifested $100,000 from God. And when you do that, you have to fucking be a good girl. You can't be doing naughty things. God will take your shit away from you. You cannot and I was like afraid. I don't include people in my manifestations usually. And so I was afraid. I included her on my manifestation and now she's drinking and smoking. God's not going to like that at all, dude. No, sir. And so, you know, like that's why I ultimately was trying to like convey to her. And now previous to this, we were able to talk about this kind of stuff. I was able to go to her with this type of stuff and talk to her. And we were able to, she agreed with me. Like we had the same thoughts, beliefs, and expectations in the world and what we wanted to be, how we wanted to be and what we wanted to achieve. We had, but you know, she was just mirroring me on purpose to manipulate me. I found all this out later. But so she parked him in the spot that, that was for me. She had the fire. She was drinking and smoking. And so then I just went, she got really nasty with me. And so I was just like, okay, obviously something's going on. I don't want to like, you know, whatever. So like, I just want to like try to make things as easy on her as possible. So I just went home, went in my house and went to bed. The next morning I woke up and her and that man both had hickeys all over their necks. And I was like, Roxanne, you slept with your friend's husband? Who are you? Like, what's going on, dude? Talk to me. Like, what is going on? Like, what? And so she got fucking so mad at me about it. She was chewing me out for like being in her business and shit. And I was like, Roxanne, we've literally had breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. We are homeschooling our kids together. We are hetero life mates. What do you mean it's not my business? Like, we're teammates. It's my business. I care about you. I care about you being in a place where you feel like you have to do those things. You're so above that. You're so much better than that. Like, why would you do that? You know, you don't need to do that. Let's like not do, this is what we got the property so we don't do those types of things anymore. Let's be team, you know, let's be independent women. Don't need no man, you know? And so, you know, I tried to talk to her about that and it was just whatever. So then I had a friend who came from like Arizona who just like was going to come and help us get situated on the property. And he like was passing through and needed a place to go to for a couple of weeks. So it was like perfect timing. So he got there. And when he got there, all of a sudden, like there was a little bit of chaos about him getting his bus in and stuff like that. Well, I was at the store or something, or I wasn't there for like an hour or two. And when I came back, she was gone. Okay. And when I tried to call her phone, it went right to voicemail. Okay. And so then I was like, what the fuck? Like, she's just gone. And now, mind you, she was parked in the spot that was supposed to be for me. She had like hickeys with some strange man I'd never seen before. Like, I didn't know. I was worried. I was scared that something happened to her. We just moved onto this property 2 days ago. And like, did people kill her or something? I was worried. And that she got hurt or kidnapped or whatever. So I didn't really stress out about it for the first like day or two. But after not being able to she didn't get any replies for text, and her phone was going, like I said, straight to voicemail. And then her voicemail box became full, and I wasn't leaving her voicemails. So like someone else was leaving her voicemails because her voicemail box was accepting voicemails. And then all of a sudden it was full. No, stop. So I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm really worried about her. And like, I had by this point, because we were literally like living together, I had talked to her mom many times on the phone. And so I had a texting relationship with her mom about like cool YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I texted her mom and I was like, hey, have you heard from her? Like, I haven't heard from her. And like, it's going on, this will be the third day or the second day. And I'm really worried. And, like, cause we just moved on to all the things her mom already knew. So, dude, what? Are you hungry? You want dinner? Here. Come get dinner. Come on. Come get your food. Come get it. I found your bone. I found your bone. Go get your food right here. I found the rest of that bone. He definitely didn't eat it all. I was like, what the fuck? But so anyway, so I called her mom and I was like, hey, or I texted her mom. I was like, hey, I haven't heard from her. Like, I'm a little bit worried. Like, I don't know what to think. Is this like normal behavior? Like, you know, whatever. I was just kind of planting the seed of like, don't go worrying yet, because it's only been day 2, but I'm just curious if you've heard from her at this juncture. And her mom was like, no, I haven't heard from her. But if I do hear from her, you know, like you'll be the first one I let know. Okay, so on day 4, okay, so this is 3 full days that she was gone. So on day 4, she came back. And then I was like, and so she, first of all, she comes home and the first thing she does is she chews me out for calling her mother. We were having breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. We were having homeschooling our kids together. I went to the store and I came back and you were gone. You didn't leave a note. You didn't leave a message. You didn't text me. You didn't call me. You didn't let me know anything. And then you were suddenly just gone. Yeah, it's called I care about you. I was worried. I wasn't fucking blowing her mom up. I wasn't fucking like whatever. I was literally worried. I reached out one time, had one exchange with her mom, maybe 2, and that was all there was to it. Okay, so she comes home on day 4, and she chews me out. First off, she chews me out for fucking how dare you reach out to my mother. And you know what I've realized since that moment is only secretive people care. Like me, I wouldn't give a shit if you were worried about me and you reached out to my mom, or, you know, like if I had a relationship with my mom, I don't, but like say you reached out to like Adam, right? To make sure that I'm okay. I wouldn't be mad about that because I'm not hiding anything from Adam. So there's nothing that you could accidentally divulge to Adam that he is not already keenly aware of, because I am a transparent person. I don't have secrets like that. Only secretive and sneaky people give a fuck when you call their parents like that, because you're telling their parents something they weren't going to tell their parents. And so apparently she wasn't going to tell her parents that she had gone and had an affair with a man for 4 days and all this crap. So anyway, after chewing me out and like me explaining to her why I did it and how it was coming from a place of concern and how we were every day having every meal together and like hanging out every day, to all of a sudden she's just gone. And it only started on the day we signed the title. It's just weird. And I'm worried about her. What's going on? Is there something that you're stressed out about? I knew the move was really stressful for her. So I was trying to be like, hey, like what can I do to help you to make it so that you're not in a place where you want to drink and smoke and sleep with the strength? Like, how can I be of assistance to you? What can I do to alleviate some of your stress? Because I will try, is really ultimately what I was trying to do. I was trying to explain to her, you know? And so then, after chewing me out for, you know, talking to her mom and me explaining to her like where I was coming from and why it was concerning and all the things, she goes, anyways, guess what? I've met the man of my dreams and I'm in love. He'll be here in 2 hours. He's moving in. Aren't you so excited for me? Wait, what? It's been 4, we've had the property. Okay, we signed the title a total of 5 to 7 days ago at this point. And she's moving a man in? I invited her to my property so that she could have the benefit of a mom community that I was going to have. And now she's bringing a man? I was like, whoa, what? No, absolutely not. She's like, well, he's coming and that's all there is to it. And he did, he came. And guess what? He showed up with a trailer, a big white box trailer full of stuff, and a motorhome, an RV, rather, a trailer. And that travel trailer is literally still parked there in the same spot that it has been for 3 years. And so it was like, I had to deal, I literally had no choice, but I was suddenly, okay, I went from having a teammate to all of a sudden being all by myself. So I did not have a car. I didn't have a cell phone service. All I had was my bus. I had to charge my phone on my bus. I didn't have a power box. I didn't have a generator. I had nothing because we had things that we were working out, and she didn't want me to get a generator. So I didn't buy a generator before because she didn't want to hear it all day. So she wouldn't let me get a generator. And so then once she did all that, I was like, oh, I'm getting a generator. Fuck this bitch. I don't give a shit. Like, I have to survive. And she's obviously doing whatever the fuck she wants. So I have to take care of myself. I have to do what's best for me and Elliot. So that's what I did. And I ended up in the first like 6 or 8 months of having that property, I managed to buy my truck. I managed to buy the generator. I got my power box. I got my refrigerator. And within the first like year of being there, I was better. then I still didn't have running water, obviously, but I was in a better situation than I had been when I first suddenly found myself all of a sudden alone in the middle of the woods, 40 miles away from cell service or any other human beings. And I just was abandoned, and she just didn't give a fuck. She didn't care. And then after about 3 months, it was 2 months. We bought our property on November 11th of 2021. Christmas, this man who goes by Cletus, just to like give you a little perspective, okay? And that's the name he chooses to go by. His real name is not Cletus. That's what he chooses to go by, which is even worse. But so Cletus, he bought a Great Pyrenees for Roxanne for Christmas. And now Roxanne and I had agreed we were not going to get any dogs on the property, at least for the first year or two, because we were not in a position to take care of a dog, and like it would be not well behaved. And we both agreed how annoying it was when guests came over, like trimmers or whatever, like at her property, and they had unruly dogs. And so we didn't want to do that to each other. And so we had agreed that we were not going to get dogs. Well, this guy just gets her a fucking dog for Christmas. And then they show up. So she was at his property or his house for like a week. And then when they came back, they brought the dog to the property for the very first time. They took the dog out of the car and told the dog, stay. And then they got in the car and drove to Walmart for 2.5 hours. What do you think the dog did? Do you think it stayed there? They didn't chain it up. They didn't put it in a fencing area. Nothing. They just told the dog, stay. The dog's not going to stay. The dog's going to fucking be like, where am I? Whoa, 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 whoa. So what do you think the dog did? It was looking for its owners. It was scared in a strange place. All of a sudden just dropped in the middle of nowhere. And so the dog, and then they refused to chain the dog up at any point. They refused to put a fence up at any point. And so the dog literally every day went over to the neighbor's house, tried to kill their cat, came over to my property, was shitting all in my yard, and was like all the way like 3 miles down the road. I have a video of me coming home from buying my generator on the day, and I'm literally telling the guy in the car who drove me, my friend Mike, I was like, yeah, and then they got this dog, and now the dog literally it keeps running out of the property, and as the words are coming out of my mouth, I start looking forward. I like go, and then I turn to look forward, and as my eyes focus, I realize there's the dog right fucking now. I grabbed my phone, I started recording, and I was like, dude, this is ridiculous. So fast forward to about like 2 weeks of this dog bullshit going on, and finally I said I had someone come help me, because like I said, I didn't have a car at this point, and it snowed like a foot, and I needed water, I needed fucking I needed a bunch of stuff, like I needed supplies to get by, and so I needed gas for my generator, and so I had a friend come and deliver some stuff to me, and as I'm getting stuff out of the truck, all of a sudden this big white giant dog comes barreling at me out of nowhere, and I was like, what the fuck? That's how I discovered the dog. It was already there for like a few days before I like realized what was going on, and like there was shit in my yard all the time, and I was like, what's going on? So then I realized it was his dog, because the dog came running at me trying to bite me and like trying to attack me in my own driveway and in front of my own bus. I'm just minding my own business, and this dog comes at me like he's gonna fucking tear my face off because it's fearful aggressive. Great, awesome, love it. So my kid almost got attacked, and I almost got attacked 2 more times after that. But so anyways, I was like, Cletus comes running out. He's like, go home, go home. Dog's like, what? Cletus doesn't know the dog. The dog's like brand new. He's an 18-month-old dog who's not trained, who was a livestock guardian, who has absolutely no manners, doesn't understand anything, and is scared of because it obviously got beat to shit in its last home. Really great to get for the kids, guys. But anyway, so the dog comes running up, barking at me, and tries like attack me. And I was like, whose fucking dog is that? What do you mean go home? Go where? Whose home is his at? He's like, oh, this is the dog I got for Roxanne. And I was like, what? No, absolutely not. That's crazy. You can't have a dog here. Like, is that why there's dog shit in my fucking yard every day? It's because y'all's dog? Okay, awesome. So fast forward 2 days later, and we met with the guy who was doing the scrap, who had taken all the cars off the property. And now, a little side note. The guy who had done the scrap for us had reached out to me on Facebook and said, listen, Roxanne and this man are trying to get the check for the scrap written in their names, and they're trying to not tell me, they're telling me not to tell you about it. And he's like, that shit doesn't sit right with me, because see, at this point he knew I had manifested the money. It was a huge thing for me that I had accomplished. It was all me doing everything. Like, he watched the whole thing happen. So he was like a person who kind of like loosely knew us. And so like watched the property, like get the property and stuff. So he knew what was going on. And so he's like, this doesn't sit right with me. And he's like, so I'm reaching out to you I want to write the check in your name because I don't feel comfortable writing the check in his name. He's not even on he's not even on the title. Like I don't feel comfortable. And now I was like, oh, really? Is that what they're doing? And so then I was like, oh, okay. So they're 100% trying to like push me out. I realized that. Then they started asking Matthew, who is my best friend and the one who gave me the money to buy the property. They were trying to triangulate. They were trying to alienate Matthew from me. So they took Matthew to Cletus's house. And then it was really weird because they went on a hike. Matthew and Cletus went on a hike together. And Matthew, coincidentally, no one knows how it happened, but Matthew fell off of a cliff and broke his ribs and then was like Misery, like the movie Misery, bedridden at Cletus's house for literally 3 months. And I couldn't get a hold of him. He had no phone. He had no way of contact. And he swears that it was like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just really I want to get out of here. I'm never going back to that place again. And I was like, what did they do to you there? I was convinced that they were trying to kill him because they knew he had $16 million in the bank. And so anyway, Matthew, when he was well enough, he got the fuck out of there. And then he disappeared. He left Oregon and went to Florida in hiding because he was so afraid. And only after she broke up with Cletus and long after he was long out of the picture did he come back. Because come to find out, what she did was, on the day that we signed the title, she lied to me and told me like, hey, there's something with the title. We need to like fill everything out again because I'm the one that filled all the paperwork out. I filled it out to be a tenancy in common because we are not related. So we needed to have protection so that if one of us dies, the property goes to my son, the property goes to her kid, the next of kin, instead of each other. Well, come to find out, she lied and there wasn't anything wrong with the title. She just wanted to change it to a joint tenancy so that if Matthew and I die, she gets 100% of the property. I didn't know that until I talked to Matthew's mother after Matthew actually died. And so come to find out she did that. But anyway, so the day that this guy shows up, the scrapyard guy, he's already messaged me on Facebook and we've already had a long conversation about this whole situation. So he wrote the check in my name. And then in the bottom of it, he wrote Roxanne, scrap, etc. Okay. But he wrote my name he wrote it to my name, to Heather. And it was $700, I think, and $16. It was not very much money. And so he gave me that check. I put it in my purse. And then Cletus started talking to the scrap guy and we went to go look at some stuff or they went to go walk around and talk or whatever. And again, Cletus trying to be manipulative and triangulate. And so I started talking to Roxanne. I was like, Roxanne, dude, how would you feel if it was the other way around? If you manifested $100,000, if you prayed to God and they literally manifested this, and then you invited me to come and join you. And I, on day one, met a man, moved him in and his dogs. And then my boyfriend got me a dog. Like, how would you feel if it was the other way around? And she goes, well, I'd be pissed, but he's different. What do you mean he's different? How is he different? What makes him so different? He's worth betraying your best friend and the person who literally gave you $50,000? What? So, like, at that point, I was just like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, no way. Like, I was like, Roxanne, this is unbelievable that you would say that. Like, that's so not fair. You're a hypocrite. Like, you just don't give a shit about, like, anything other than yourself. And I was just like, so, like, I don't remember anything after that, to be quite honest. Like, I don't remember us getting in like a screaming match or anything. I did get, oh yeah, that did happen. We got in a fucking yelling match and I started yelling at him and I was just like, dude, this is fucking bullshit. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't want his name on anything to do with this property. He cannot buy gravel and put it in his name. He cannot buy water for the big water tank and put it in his name. Absolutely not under any circumstances. So then like a couple days go by and all of a sudden Elliot had just gotten this Harry Potter costume that he wanted so bad and he was wearing it and we were doing like magic spells. Abracadabra, I turned my mom into a frog. And then I had the camera and I was like, ee! Pretending that I had gotten like turned into a frog, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom on the side of my bus. Where's my axe? Where's my this? Where's my that? And then she and him just start taking everything off my space that they felt was hers. Anything that was mine, that I paid for, that I happened to collect while she and I were in the same car or on the same property, was now hers. And literally, what was I going to do about it? What was I going to do? Go back and get it and have this constant back and forth of her taking my shit and me taking her shit, and like, I'm not going to do that. So she took literally all the chainsaws, all the axes, and it was literally it was December, January. So we're talking winter. She abandoned me in the middle of winter, all alone with no fucking resources, no running water, no phone, no car, no nothing. And then she proceeded to take away all the things I desperately needed in order to survive winter. Like chainsaw, axes, things like that. I had to suddenly figure out how to get all those things on the fly. And it was very fucking, so after that, after she took all that stuff, and like, I screamed at her. I was like, how could you do this? You have literally no heart. I got it all on camera. I got the whole thing on camera. And she's like, you owe me money and you owe Matthew money, and that's just the kind of person you are. You're just a person, you just take. What are you talking about? First of all, Matthew was never going to make me pay back any of the money for buying that property. He was never going to expect me to pay back any money. The only reason he asked and I suggested signing a contract to pay him back was because he was going to back out, because he could feel that she was up to something. He could feel it where I could not. I was blinded by love and he was not. And so he was very apprehensive, and I was like, no, dude, look at, she's so amazing. Like, it's not like, and I was like, we'll sign a contract. We'll just sign a contract, and we'll pay you back. We'll each pay $30,000 back. And he's like, you never have to pay me back, Heather. He's like, I want to give you the whole $100,000. He's like, I did this for you. I was like, okay, well, whatever. We'll just get her to sign a piece of paper, and I'll sign it too, so that, she thinks everything is on the up and up. And that's just like, it is what it is. But so that is how we got the property. Okay. I manifested this property. Okay. I went out into the woods. So I did the same thing with my school bus. Okay. I wanted a bus. All right. I wanted one, and I could literally feel what it would be like to have one in my heart. And so I made a mandala out of herbs and fucking pine cones and flowers and shit like that, and salt on the table. And I put a bus figurine in the middle of it. And I said, Lord, I am coiled like a spring, and I will just towards anything you show me. If a bus is in my highest interest, please just show me how to do it, and I will do it, whatever it takes. And literally 3 days later, out of the blue, I get a phone call from this guy, and he was blocked. I don't know how he got around the block, because he shouldn't have been able to, but he called me, and it was this guy I had a false start relationship with like 2 years previous. And he was like, you wouldn't want to sell your van, would you? And I was like, yeah, for $10,000, sure. My van was worth like $6,000 maybe. And he was like, okay. And I was like, whoa, what? And he was like, okay, I'll buy it. And I was like, no way. And so then I was at a fork in the road. I could say no, and I could say, oh, I can't do that because this is my daily driver. This is my home. This is if I sell this van and then I don't find the bus that I need, or a bus that works, I'm going to spend all my money in hotels and rental cars, and then I'm not going to have $10,000 to buy a bus with, you know what I mean? So I had to trust that God had a bus for me, okay? So I hung up the phone with him. I said, yes, I'll do it. I hung up the phone with him, and I drove from Bend to Eugene. It's like an hour-and-a-half drive. I drove from Bend to Eugene. I got to Eugene. I parked at the post office on Tie-In Street off of West 11th, and I sat there, and Eugene, Oregon, school bus for sale. The absolute first listing, a bus for $8,000, and it said, call me, don't text. So, boop, called. Hello, I'd like to come and take a look at your bus. I'm just wondering where you're at. He was less than a mile from where I was literally at the post office. So I was like, oh, this is obviously the bus that I'm supposed to get. Duh. So it is. I literally ended up buying that bus. I went from praying for a bus to 3 days later having the opportunity come my way, and I had to lean into the cringe. I had to do the thing that was the scariest. I had to trust God. I had to absolutely lean into that situation. I couldn't go like, oh, no, that's not, no, I can't take the chance. I could have done that, but I chose not to because I knew that God had a bus for me. And I've had the bus ever since. Like, I literally got the bus. Boom, done. But then I had the bus for like a month, and I was like, fuck, dude, like, I don't want to live in Eugene in a bus like this. There was homeless people that were like trying to walk in on my bus in the middle of the night sometimes, and it was really scary. So I went back to the drawing board. I went in the woods. I made a mandala so I put a bus figurine in the thing. So this time I wanted land. So I went out on land, and I got things from the land. And I made a mandala, and I prayed over it, and I said the same thing. And I was like, oh, you caught me with my pants down on that one, universe, God. if land is in my best interest, I would love to be able to provide space for other people. I just need to, you know, become the responsible person that is necessary. If land is in my best interest, please show me how to do it. I will literally spring towards whatever you give me. And 3 days later, so at this point, so I was on Bumble. I wasn't looking to date, but I like to look over the world's shoulder and see what she made. You know what I mean? I like to just kind of see what's out there and read and see what the men are saying. And I just kind of have like finger on the pulse, right? So I had a Bumble at this time. And on a whim, I paid the like $4.99 to have like 3 days where you could see everyone who's ever liked you or like swiped yes on you. So that way I didn't have to sit there and swipe, you know, like I don't really want to see it that bad. I don't want to waste my time, but I'm curious, like what's out there? Who's liking me? Like what's the deal? So anyway, I see this one profile. It's literally one blurry photo, okay? A blurry photo. It was a terrible photo. There was no bio. It was just the name, Matt, the age, 38, and then the date of where you're from, and he was from my hometown, and where you are, and he was in the area I was in. I was like, wait, is that like the blurry photo? I couldn't tell, and it's been 25 years. So I was like, is that Matt Miller? No way is that Matt Miller. So because I thought it was Matt Miller, I swiped yes, and I messaged, is this Matt Miller? Oh my God, this is Heather from Stewart, da 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 da. So anyway, come to find out, no, it wasn't Matt Miller. But this guy, Matt, was living in a Prius. He was homeless, but he was like, just his dad died and he was just like driving around, didn't know what to do with himself. And he was really struggling and having a bad time. And he just really needed like whatever. And I just like felt in my heart that I was supposed to meet him for some reason. Usually I would have, first of all, never swiped on that account if I had not thought it was Matt Miller, because there was no bio, I don't want to deal with that. But so, huh?
Do you want to go stay?
Go ahead and take the truck. The keys should be here. Will you bring home some Reese's peanut butter cups?
Okay. Okay. I wasn't planning on...
Okay, then don't. No, don't. No, don't. It's just another stop. I thought you were already gonna. But so anyway, I would never have swiped on that account if I did not think that it was Matt Miller, for sure. Take the box out of the back! Okay. Because the profile had nothing, no information, and I literally would have never, but I thought it was Matt Miller. Anyways, I told him, I was like, listen, so like, I'll show you. I was like, I actually just got a bus, and it's a little bit too much for me to like be camping. I feel unsafe. If you want, we can team up, but I want to let you know there will be no funny business. If you think you're going to get laid, just don't bother trying to meet me, because I'm not interested in that at all. And he was like, oh, thank God you said that. I got a COVID vaccination, and ever since I got the COVID vaccination, my stuff doesn't work. And he's like, and it's been a lot of pressure to like engage with girls who think that it's going to be a relationship. He's like, I don't want that. He's like, I just want a friend. I just want to hang out. I just want to like someone I can trust to be around for now. And I was like, well, I'm the right one for that. I was like, okay, so what you can do is we can park. You park in front of my bus, and we'll camp in the same places. I'll show you free places to eat. I'll show you free places, to sleep, cool freaking hikes to go on. I'll show you all kinds of stuff. And so, so we met up, but I told him, I was like, I have my son right now. So like, I don't want to meet you right now, because I'm not going to meet a strange guy off the internet while I have my kid. My kid goes back to his dad's in 3 days, and then we'll meet. So on the third day, I took Elliot back to his dad's, and like the next day or that evening, we ended up meeting. We talked for 3 days straight, literally 3 days straight. On the third day, we were talking about literally everything: manifestation, God, the universe, Buddhism, the way people are, manipulative, toxic people, and just like all the things we talked about literally nonstop for 3 days. And on the third day, I was explaining to Matthew what my dreams are. My dream is is this still working? Something just happened on my screen. Is this thing still working? Oh shit. Okay, there it goes. So the comments were gone. Like there's like 0 comments showing up on the screen. Okay, so anyways, so I had told him, like, I'm not going to meet up with him if there's any funny business, and, to not even bother if he thinks that's what's going to happen or whatever. So He said that's fine, all the things, right? So on the third day, I dropped Elliot off and we ended up meeting. We talked for 3 days straight. And on the third day of talking to him, I was explaining to him like what my dreams and my goals are, that I want to manifest 300 acres and I want to give it all away. I want to give it to as many people as possible, but that I'm not the person who's ready for that shit yet. That I have to basically like, I have to find something, you know, kind of in between, whatever. So anyways, Matthew goes to me, he's like, well, realistically, like, how would you go about getting 300 acres? And I was like, honestly, I've never thought about it, but realistically, you know, like I said, I was like, I'm not there. I'm not the person who's responsible enough to manage that kind of shit. So I need a practice ground. I need maybe to get like a couple mom friends and have like a little mom community for a while I become the person who is responsible to manage divvying out 300 acres and like the legal stuff that it takes and all that shit, right? And he was like, and I told him, I was like, I would need to come up with maybe like $100,000. I could get between 2 and 10 acres and then, you know, just have a couple of mom friends around, you know, and just like, you know, homestead off grid, like do the thing that all the moms talk about. And he goes, okay. I was like, what do you mean, okay? He's like, I'm going to give you the money. And I was like, what do you mean you're going to give me the money? I was like, you live in your Prius. There's garbage piled up to your ceiling. He's like, yeah, about that. He's like, well, he's like, I've been driving around like aimlessly for the last 6 years, you know, because my dad died. But like when my dad died, he left me like $16 million. He's like, so, you know, the reason that there's garbage in my car is because I literally have just been living off of nothing but gas station food, you know, and just like tossing the garbage in the side of my passenger side as I leave, you know, or as when I'm done, I'm just driving around and stuff. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, you're serious? Like, really? And he was like, yep, I'm serious. And I was just like shocked, obviously, and like crying and excited and like like in disbelief. And like within like the first couple of like hours of us talking, I mentioned that I had a friend who I really would like to include, and that was Roxanne. You know, I was like, I know a mom who would be fucking perfect to join me. And I had in my head 2 other moms that I knew I wanted to join me, which was Wind and Gail. And you know, Gail turned out to be kind of like not who she said she was, but whatever. It is what it is. Again, the universe protects me. You know, God has my back, and I am only forced to do things that I'm supposed to experience. And I learned so much from that experience, but nobody can take that experience away from me. No one can take away the fact that I 100% manifested $100,000 and got property and gave half of it to my best friend at the time. Like, no one can take that away from me. No one could talk shit about me and make me doubt myself or feel some type of way about myself when I am capable of shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know anybody else who's ever done that. I don't know anyone who's ever done that before. I've never heard of that kind of stuff except for on like YouTube videos of fucking like, or TV, you know what I mean? But it really happened to me, and it happened to me back to back. I got my bus, boom. It happened to me even more than that. So then after I got the property, you know, I was already like manifesting like some other monies that I was able to buy all the things I needed to homestead with. I was able to buy my truck and my generator and my refrigerator and my power box, and I was able to buy them all in the beginning in the one shot, you know, within the first like 6 months of being on the property, because I manifested it. I manifested my truck, that exact truck, okay, literally that truck, on my second day in Oregon. Okay, so I manifested being in Oregon too, but like when I first got here, I prayed to God and I said, okay, God, if I'm meant to stay in Oregon, how about you show me a sign? Like maybe I book some dread jobs or something. And I immediately booked 2 dread jobs within 24 hours. And they just messaged me out of the blue. They were like, hey, if you ever find yourself in Eugene, you know, let me know. I want you to do my hair. And I was like, are you kidding me? I literally just got here. I just prayed about this. You are giving me an answer to a prayer. So I met with the one girl at a playground. And when I pulled up to meet her, she showed up in this truck. And I was like, oh my God, I want that truck so bad. I love that truck. That's the perfect truck. It's literally Chevy Silverado with 3 doors. It's a 4x4, the Z71. It had the camp topper thingy, the over the bed topper. It was literally the perfect truck. And I was like, so like, oh my God, I love that truck. And I decided that day, I was like, I'm going to get that truck. And so anyway, fast forward 5 years later, 4 years later, I literally bought that truck from her. It was actually like 2 years later, I think. 3 years later, maybe. I bought that truck from her. It was literally perfect timing. I needed a truck. I wanted exactly that truck. I wanted a Chevy Silverado Z71 4x4. And I posted on the internet that I was looking for a truck, and a girl who literally does not follow me, okay? She didn't follow me anymore at this point. Our friends, we weren't friends really anymore. She was just a client, you know? But like, somehow she saw my Instagram story, even though she didn't follow me anymore. And she reached out to me, even though we weren't friends. I don't know how she was able to directly message me. It was just really coincidental how she specifically saw that post. And anyways, they were selling the truck and they sold it to me. Boom, my truck. The exact truck I wanted. The exact one I wanted. And that's what I'm saying. Like I'm a manifesting generator. That is like my human design. You can look up human design if you want and find out what you are. There's a reflector, projector, generator, and manifesting generator, and you find out what you are and find out how to live in accordance to your human design. The more you pander to, you know, the things that are in your human that are a part of you, no matter what, the more you allow yourself to be who you truly are, the more you find that you're not in a place of like frustration or anger. And in my human design, when my basic needs aren't met and I'm not able to be in flow and be doing what is in accordance to my human design, I get, it says it right there, frustrated. And it's true. That's literally what I get. I get so frustrated. And when I get frustrated, I stomp my feet and I whine. So, but anyways, I'm going to go and I think I'm going to go get some food. I have food. Oh, it's in Adam's trunk. Hold on, I'll be right back. But yeah, so like the things that I have been able to accomplish and achieve and the things that I've experienced, nobody can undo those things from my brain. You know, like those things, they happened, and I know that it is because I live a life that is I live a Christ-like existence. I choose to consider everyone's best interest. I choose to try to see things from other people's perspective. I try to put myself in people's shoes. You know, I mind my own business. I go out of my way to do good deeds. Like, in my opinion, if someone asks you for help, if it's not dangerous for you, if it is within your power to do, you should do it. If you see somebody needs something, and it's like you know, when you're walking around outside in the park, if you see a piece of trash, that becomes your trash. As soon as you notice it, it's yours now. So you're supposed to do something about it. Not because it's not necessarily your responsibility. It's not necessarily your trash or your situation, but if you notice it and you're the one with the ability to do something about it, you're supposed to do something about it. That's how the world is supposed to work. And we've been lied to and manipulated by Zionist propaganda in the media into having this hate each other, be divided, so that we can't stand up against what is actually the problem, and that is the people with all the money. If we unite, regardless of gender, race, whatever, religion, if the people unite based on the amount of money we have, like if we do something like Martin Luther King got killed at the end of the day because of the Poor People's March. They did not kill him for any other reason other than he was organizing the Poor People's March. And that is the thing that scares them the absolute most, is the people in everyone in the country, uniting for the best interest of the weakest. It doesn't matter what color you are, what gender you are, who you're fucking. If you have a need to be met, our community should unite to help provide that need. And that's just the way of it. And, you know, and we need to make it so that our needs are affordable. Like, we need to get our shit together as a country. And as a country, we need to do so united. Okay, we cannot allow them to continue to force us in. We're self-segregating based on who we sleep with. And like, Martin Luther King is rolling over in his grave at the amount of segregation that's happening right now by the black people that are like, oh, this is black space only. Hello, do you know how hard people fought to be included in white spaces and to no longer have spaces that were designated for only certain colors? Come on, guys, get it together. God damn it. Every time I put this over my head, I hit that light bulb. so scared I'm gonna yoink this away. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, I can stand on my couch. Shit. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go get some food, and I'm gonna go play some SimCity and relax. Thanks for joining me while I did some chores. And tomorrow, I will be starting. Tomorrow, I'll be starting on that gravel. So, if you would like to watch me shovel a bunch of gravel and then like move a bunch of gravel around. Hi, chickie doo-doos. Are you guys hungry? You want some food? I already gave you some food. You didn't eat it. Chicken! Chicken! Chick, 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 chick. Not you, buddy. No, Orly. No, sir. Nope. Dog. Ah. Chicken! Orly, stop. It's litter brain. You fat pig. Hey. 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 Get out of there. These chickens just don't give a fuck about the food that I put out. I don't even know if they actually eat it ever, which is funny. They just are eating all the bugs in the yard and stuff. I hope the alarm doesn't go off. Yay. Didn't go off. Ooh, she's devil. Ah! Damn it. I freaking told him. I was like, dude, I don't want you to... Can you turn this song off? I turned it off before it hit the chorus. I did not want to have that shit in my head. I did not want to be fucking singing that Doja Cat song of all songs in the entire world. Okay, anyways, have a lovely evening. I love you, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.